Alright, so today I'll be playing an old MMO called Spiral Knights. This MMO is currently owned by Greyhavens. So first I'll make my knight. Alright, and I think that looks pretty good. So I can destroy bushes, I can destroy these smaller bushes. And I also have a gun. Those are the two weapons I start out with, and I have this little green shield. So this game takes place on the planet Cradle, where my knight has just crash landed. And it's about exploring the mysteries of this new world. The reason I'm choosing to cover this MMO is because I used to play it a long time ago. And even though it doesn't really come out with a lot of new content these days, I still feel like it should get a little bit more credit. Because this is actually a really good game. Like, if you're looking for a small game with a small community to do something, I would highly recommend this game. It is free. It sort of feels like playing a Zelda game a little bit, except for you have a gun instead of a bow. But, I mean, there are swords, bombs, shields. And enemies. Alright, and I'm going to the rescue camp. So that heat I collected is what I need to upgrade my gear. Basically, when you take your gear up a level, you need to max out the heat gauge so you can take it up another level. And this is my rank. Currently I'm only a recruit. This determines what level gear I can equip. There's 1-star gear, 2-star gear, and 3-star gear, 4-star gear, and 5-star gear. So you need to reach the next rank before you can equip the next level of gear in the game. Alright, so I need to click on missions over here. So the way this game basically works is it does have an elevator system, and you just keep going further and further into the clockworks, which are the mysterious part of this game. So your goal is to go further and further into the core of this world and figure out what secrets this world is hiding. Okay, so I can either use my gun to hit this, or I can pick up a pot and throw it at there. They put those pots there in case someone doesn't have a firearm. Oh, and this is pretty cool. This is a rocket I can throw. Okay, so the thing I just picked up in the corner here, this is a, it has a 1 on it, so it increases my life by 1 up here. And if I find one with a 2 on it, for example, or a 3, then it'll increase my life by that amount. So the further you go into the clockworks, you'll find more of those with bigger numbers on them to temporarily increase your health while you're in there. Okay, so this pad with all the people on it, if you're in a party and you can have a party of like 4 people, so if you're in a party, everyone has to be on this pad before you can progress, which can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes if someone's AFKing, but the smart thing to do is take out these gun puppies first, that's the name of these monsters, because I don't want them hitting me while I'm fighting this giant tree thing. I forget what these monsters are actually called. Okay, big monster here. Come on. Okay, so now I'm gonna steal this thing. Okay, so on to my next mission, and it looks like, okay, I have an NPC following me. I press B, I can open up the map and see where I am in the current level. So down here I also have some interesting items. These you can only get and use when you're on your missions. And this mission contains a poison vial. So I can throw this and poison my enemies. And the one I use on those gun puppies is fire barrier. So if I use this one, those two orbs of fire would hit the enemies around me and I can shield myself. And then the one over here will heal my health. And then the last one will remove status effects. So like if I'm on fire or something and I'm burning, I can just use this and it'll go away. And whenever you see an elevator with a picture of like a house on it, that usually means it just takes you back to town. But there are a couple of towns in the Clockworks as well. Okay, so it looks like I got bombs. So this is an arsenal, and this is something that you can use when you're in the Clockworks to change what gear or weapons you're using. So I'm gonna equip this as weapon 2 instead of my gun, so I can show off how bombs work. And I'm gonna level my proto sword a little bit. Now I'm using the heat I got from all my missions to make my gear stronger. Alright, and that should be good enough for now. So bombs work once they charge like that, and you see that ring, you can set them down, and then that's the radius that they'll cover when they explode. So I can use that to kill enemies or destroy bushes. They are handy for clearing things like a lot of bushes or debris that's in your way. And now I'm about to enter the main town, Haven. So these missions are just getting you familiar with the town, showing you where to go for your missions, where to go to customize your character. Okay, so this is the training hall, so you can test out what different vials here do. So there's sleep, poison, paralyze, freeze, all sorts of different things. That puts them to sleep, that poisons them, that lights them on fire, that curses them. So here you can just test out your gear and see what works best. These are the 3 different kind of pots. A normal pot, an oil pot, and a fire pot. So if you use an oil pot and then a fire pot, they make a really good combination for doing some damage. And here I can fight these practice spots as much as I want. So this is just showing you how most switches work. Okay, so I need to talk to Biotech Morlin. So he's telling me about pets, which is something that would take a while, so I'll probably cover it in another video. But in the meantime, I'll show off the rest of Haven. Okay, so this is the Guild Hall area. And Guild Halls are probably one of the most unique features of the game. You can actually do a lot of stuff with those. There aren't very many guild halls on the list, but if you have a guild hall, as long as you or someone in the guild is online, you can choose to make your guild hall open to the public, so people can see what it looks like. Some of these names I do remember that have been around for a long time. So let's see what some of these guild halls look like. So they have a general goods merchant, an auction house, which is where you can buy and sell a lot of goods. These chairs, tables, plants, candles, this thing here. These are all pieces of furniture that you can buy from the auction house or earn from some old event or whatever, and you can place those basically anywhere in the guild hall that you want to. And you can also pick where you want these rooms to go, so you can... When you upgrade your guild hall, you'll get all these empty rooms, and you can choose to have your auction house. You could have your auction house in here if you wanted to, and you could have your blacksmith room here, or you could put your general goods merchant in here. So there's really a lot of freedom to place things wherever you want. These presents, these trees, this bed, all these are pieces of furniture you can freely move in your own guild hall and place wherever you want. This is what a standard empty room looks like. And you can either choose to turn this into something like a auction house, or any room you want, really. Or you could just design it yourself. This is a snipe garden room. It has all these little birds, which are called snipes. And this is one of the newer features. This is a chess room. So you can actually move these pieces around and play a game of chess. I'm not even part of the guild and I can move that stuff around. But it basically works the same way with, like, furniture. If you're someone that has the permissions, like, let's say this chess piece was this table, for example, I could just run around, find a place I want to put it, and set it there. And this looks like one of the pods that my character showed up in when I arrived on this world. You can put stuff in here too. So this guild's doing pretty good. Their guild hall isn't full, but they've been doing stuff. A lot of their upper rooms are empty. So they still have some work to do. And when you expand your guild hall, first you just get like a wing over here, then you upgrade it again, and then you get like a wing over on the other side. And then you can just keep adding more and more to it. And this guild hall is the maximum size that you can have. These things over here are called energy wells, and what these will let you do is, if they're purple like that, they don't have any energy in them, and if they have energy in them, they glow blue. And it's basically a bank for energy currency, which is the cash shop currency that you spend real money to get. But you can also exchange crowns, the free in-game currency that you get from killing monsters. Like I have 452 crowns. That can be exchanged for 100 energy. It costs... Well, back when I was playing, it costs about 8k crowns, 9k crowns, something like that, to get 100 energy. So that's kind of cool. You can actually get cash shop currency with in-game currency. These trophies here, like this slime one and this beast here, these are trophies that you can craft from gathering boss material. So there are certain bosses that drop the materials needed to craft these trophies. Okay, so I'll go to Town Square. This is the main area that the tutorial didn't really show off. And it also has an auction house right here, which is where most of the players are. It's also where a lot of the event NPCs are. A lot of event NPCs will be around here. Yeah, and this one's for an event that's currently going on. So do I recommend Spiral Knights? Of course, it's a great game that's free to play, and it has a lot of story content if you have never played it before. And even if you run out of story content, there is a $5 DLC, and that one contains a really long mission, and it gives pieces of gear, weapons that you can only get from that mission, and you can't like sell any of that stuff. So that stuff is pretty cool. So I definitely recommend trying Spiral Knights out. It's definitely a very different MMO. And I think it was like created around 2012, something like that. If anyone wants me to do a second video on this, I'll be more than happy to do a video on the pets, which is technically the next thing I'm supposed to do. And that'll do it for this video.